So, Coach, today the ACC released the schedule for this upcoming season. What are your general impressions of the schedule?
Wow. There's certain points in there that I think are really, really challenging, but that's what we are as the ACC now. The best conference maybe in the history of college basketball, the most challenging conference in the history of college basketball. And that schedule, looking down there, there's a few points in there that are really going to be difficult for our team. We've got to, I've said this many times, we've got to be at the top of our game every game night, regardless of who you're playing or where you are playing, because it's that kind of a league.
Last year we played 7 home games plus exhibitions, but 7 regular season home games before Christmas. This year we play 4. Was that a conscious decision to play more road games to get ready for ACC, or just the way it worked out?
It's really just the way it worked out. Now that you're talking about it, I wish we had played a couple more of those that we lost last year away from home or something. But, you know, for us, we want a great schedule. I think this is my 12th year. I think in our previous 11 years, every year our schedule's been in the top 50 in the country, and if I'm not mistaken, 10 of the 11 years it's been in the top 25 according to strength of schedule difficulty. This one may be a little bit off the charts kind of thing. Again, we don't have as many home games. Our business office doesn't like me for that because we need more revenue, but it is a challenging schedule, but it just fell that way.
So in non-conference play, it's at Kentucky, it's Iowa here in the Big Ten, Ohio State and Chicago, the Battle for Atlantis tournament, which is just loaded, and then a couple of in-state road games as well, mixed in among all the non-conference. Are there advantages? What are the advantages of playing such a difficult non-conference schedule?
Well, if you can be successful, the advantages are enormous. You know, it's not many advantages if you don't play well and you get beat, because then it kills your confidence as well. But if you have some success, you can say that I'm more prepared than just about anybody to get into conference play. And that's what we're trying to do in the pre-conference, get ready for conference play, but also to play some of those national type games to measure yourself to see how you can do outside the league as well. I think all of it is, it's planned to try to get better, so you're hopefully playing your best basketball at the end of the season when it's the most important. But the season is a long journey. It's not just about the end of the year. You've heard me say before to our players and fans and coaches, and have to give myself the pep talk a lot, is enjoy every journey, every part of every journey, every single day. And it is. We're going to have some incredible opportunities or incredible challenges. It depends on the way you want to look at it.
The CBS Sports Classic in Chicago against Ohio State, that's the first year of a 3-year arrangement. Next year it'll be the Barclays Center with UCLA, and then the following year out in Las Vegas with Kentucky. What do you like about it? It seems like these sort of 4-team doubleheaders are popping up more and more. Big venues, big name opponents, certainly national TV. What do you like about those events?
I think the advantage, number one, is, again, testing your club. Number two, you get tremendous amount of attention, especially this one. I mean, it's hard to imagine anything that could be better than that tournament. You know, the Battle for Atlantis is off the charts as well. But, you know, UCLA, Kentucky, Ohio State, North Carolina, those 4 teams in a 3-year rotation playing at major venues, like you said, I think it'll gather a tremendous amount of attention, and I think it's something that be a big-time challenge for us. But, again, it tells you about your club.
So we talked about the non-conference schedule being difficult, but then the ACC is certainly going to be another challenge. It's always difficult, but this year it seems even more so. 6 of the first 9 games are against schools that weren't even in the ACC when you were an assistant coach under Coach Smith. What does that say just about the changing face of the ACC and how difficult the conference is?
Well, the first thing it says, the change in the whole climate of college basketball, or college athletics, not just basketball, because there's been this incredible amount of movement. And, you know, for the ACC basketball, it's been an extremely positive movement. Again, I can't imagine any league ever being what we are right now. You know, in the old days, if you could finish in the top half, you know, 1, 2, 3, or 4, that was pretty good. Now there's 15 teams, and finishing in the top half may be even more difficult than it was when it was just 8 teams. But, you know, for us, it does signal what's changed in the whole landscape of college basketball. You had Notre Dame, you had Syracuse, you had Pittsburgh, you had Louisville. And the league was pretty doggone good before, and the history of what has happened in this league over time has been impressive. But now the ACC is just off the charts, and a couple of those runs through that league is going to be a test for everybody. It'll be interesting to see how people stand at the end.
Now, you talked about one of those runs. You've always said you don't look at the schedule like John Wooden did, where he'd say, you know, pencil in wins and losses. But there is one stretch beginning at the end of January where we play 4 out of 5 ACC games on the road. That's something that North Carolina hasn't done since 1997. Do you ever look at the schedule in those terms about, you know, heavy on road games or a heavier part of the year?
I do look at that part of the schedule, and usually the first couple of days after I get it, and then I just put it out of my mind. I try to look down and see those games, that stretch that you're talking about, or the very end of the schedule, 2 of our last 3 on the road, and then Duke is our last home game. You look at those parts and say, boy, we need to be healthy. That's the first thing I think about, is you need to be healthy when you start into those stretches. And it is a marathon, but it's at a sprinter's pace. You know, it's not a casual approach to anything, and it's those 2 stretches in there are an unbelievable challenge. But without even looking at it, I'm worried about between those 2, because if you get through that first one and you're not dead, you think, oh boy, now we've got it made, and then all of a sudden it's a difficult part of it too.
There are about 5 weeks now until late night with Roy and the start of full team practice. What do you want your players to accomplish on and off the court between now and late night?
Get bigger, stronger, faster, quicker, shoot better, all those kind of things. You know, we had the little trip to Nassau that I think helped us, particularly with getting together as a team. That word, team chemistry, 2 words that everybody always talks about. I think we helped ourselves there. But everybody's got to be challenged. Everybody has to know these 5 weeks are extremely important for them to get better as a basketball team. We do need to go through a very strenuous strength and conditioning program, a very strenuous conditioning program on the court, running up and down, and then be extremely enthusiastic when we get started. The last 2 years, we've really done some nice things. You know, I'm really proud of what our last 2 teams have done, considering all the losses that we've had to people leaving early and everything. But we want to do even more, and it's a wonderful group of kids that I think will step up and take that challenge to get prepared. And then it just depends on whether or not you're good enough.